But I think a lot of times when parents hear, I need to be involved with my kids' school, they only hear that I need to show up at a PTA meeting. We need to explain what parental involvement is. It is very clear that kids do better when their parents know what's going on in school. Thank you.
Well, I have about 40 ideas, but my one idea that I haven't heard yet, because they're all great ideas, and I think that we need to start doing these things. My one idea is to provide every child with the books and the supplies that they need. All of us know that the teachers out there burden a huge financial cost every year of paying for supplies at the schools. My father did. Every school teacher I've ever talked to always puts in something to the school. I think that we need to make sure we're spending so much money on everything else, busing, lunches, and breakfast. I think we need to start with the school tools. We need to have what we need for the teachers to teach. We need books, we need supplies, we need them to be ready to teach these kids and not scraping up and going out trying to find funds from the community. We need to give this to our teachers so that we're committed to the schools. Thank you.
I think as I walk the neighborhoods and knock on these doors, one of the biggest issues that we hear is schools. I think a clear and decisive assignment policy is what we need. I think instead of 25 mediocre choices, give us 4 good choices close to our home. As I sit in my business, as I sit in the living rooms with people that have spent their entire life in this community, they're saddened by the fact that they need to leave this community to educate their kids. So I will tell you, and I will promise you, that I will fight hard up at City Hall to make sure that we have opportunities for our children to be successful. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we need more exam schools. All right, right now, we only got the Boston Latin Academy, the John D. O'Brien, which is next to Madison Park. All right, we need to take that money, all right, that we would save by eliminating busing, like I was talking about earlier, and build new examination schools. All right, second, it's all about the teachers. All right, and so what we need to do is send the best teachers to the schools that aren't performing as well. All right, see if they can improve students' performances, whether it is, like I said, at the Jeremiah Burke School, Townsend and the Warren School. All right, third, all right, now this is what I'm talking about. All right, it's all about vision for Boston. All right, as your city councilor, Doug Bennett, will show this. All right, about 50% of the students are not graduating. All right, it's terrible. So what we need to do is give students an incentive to pursue advanced education by graduating school. Okay? And what we need to do is find a way to allow students who do graduate here in Boston the opportunity to go to school, college for free here in the city. Thank you.
I have first-hand experience, and when my son Jack was assigned to kindergarten in the city of Boston, I was shocked to find that as a fourth-generation Boston resident, that he was assigned no seat anywhere in the city. So it's naive young parents, we just waited and waited, and June, July, and August came, and he still had no seat, and we had to send him to a private school in Quincy. At that time, like many people, the choice is, what do? We can't go to public school, do you leave the city? I actually took the city to federal court, and in a landmark case over 3 years, we were able to change that antiquated assignment policy, and the results of which I'm very proud of is one of the results of that was the Murphy becoming a K-8, implementing the advanced work program, redrafting all the assignment policies, and getting closer to neighborhood schools. But if you're going to have neighborhood schools, you have to have parity in education throughout the district, so everybody in every neighborhood is getting the same level of education, and that's critical.
So we have reached the end of our program. I know Councilor Charles Yancey's here with his lovely wife Marzetta, and they're going to say a few words to us. We want to allow them to speak. Thank you. He's up for re-election, and we want to end this wonderful forum with this last bit of instruction to the panel. You have 2 minutes to give a closing statement. And in this closing statement, we hope that you could sum up why you think the reasons are, what the reasons are that we should be supporting you for this important seat, this District 3 City Council seat. The election, of course, is September 27th, and this panel will be narrowed where you'll have 2 candidates going into the general election. So take a close look, audience. You've been patient and wonderful and listening and everything. Take a close look at this panel, because we're going to have a city councilor this fall who's going to emerge from this panel, and you will need to make a wise, educated choice around this. So they're going to wrap up their comments with a 2-minute closing statement, and in this closing statement, we hope you could touch on this. One thing that I know I love about Dorchester, and that many of you love about Dorchester, is the diversity. Dorchester may be the most diverse district, a diverse community in this city, if not the state. So we want you to tell us as a city councilor how you're going to reach out to all of District 3 so we can all be heard and be part of the decision-making process and develop a broader sense of community spirit. So in this closing, in your closing comments, please, in 2 minutes, please address this if you can. And what I'm going to do just to make life easier is we're going to start with John and just cruise right down the panel. And I want to thank you all again for your patience, your candor, your participation. John, you're on.
Thank you, Charlotte, for providing this wonderful forum. You did a great job of moderating. Thanks everybody for coming out this evening. It's a very hot evening. The amount of people that showed up outside is truly inspiring. It shows the dedication and devotion that people have to this neighborhood that we call Dorchester. My reasoning for running is my passion for the neighborhood, and I feel that I bring the experience of 20 years of that to this as well. In addition to that, I have evidence, tangible evidence of what I've done in the past in my area and beyond that I can actually take forward with me if I'm lucky to be elected to city council. In terms of education, when I saw that there was fault with education, I fought it. It was at the federal level. It was the highest level we could go to. We got those changes that we need in the neighborhood, and the city is a better place for it. Parks. Early on in Cedar Grove Civic Association, the old Conrail line that borders all of the coastline of Dorchester was a rail line, and we were actually able to work in conjunction with the DCR and a million different agencies to reclaim that and connect all of Dorchester's neighborhoods. We want to go from Mattapan to Central Ave to Lower Mills to Cedar Grove to Port Norfolk, all the way to UMass, and I'm very, very proud of that work. The Ponce Drive Theater was included in that, and personally, the parcel that ran on Granite and Hilltop Street, which was the gateway to Dorchester on Granite Ave, was that close to becoming Schlegel's Junkyard, which would have been a huge facility, which would have been the entrance to our neighborhood. And I'm proud to say that we challenged that. I got sued by that company on behalf of the neighborhood, but today we now have that beautiful park right on the Ponce River. Raising the profile of Dorchester. In Dorchester, we always feel like we're defending the place that we live because we know it to be a wonderful place. You know, and the media sometimes gets painted with the broad brush of violence that we know. And I did the Irish Heritage Festival, and we raised the profile of Dorchester. We had 8,000 people the first year, 15,000 people the next year. And I'd love to take that template up to Fields Corner to show the Vietnamese community how to do it, up to Borden, Geneva to show the Cape Verde and Hispanic community how to do it as well.
Good evening. I want to thank you. Thank you for coming out on such a beautiful day and giving me this opportunity to talk to you. And I want to thank Ms. Charlotte Golar and Ward 15 and Ward 13. Again, I'm a Dorchester resident. I'm just not a resident of Dorchester. This is my home. The diversity of Dorchester is what I love. And right now, I say I work constituent services, city and state level. A lot of people in the room know that if you call me, I work for the Roxbury representative. But if you call me and you live in Dorchester, I'm going to help you. If you live in Mattapan, I don't care where you live, Fall River, I'm going to help you. So I have a lot of friends that I'm out here with, my Cape Verdean friends, and trying to teach me other words other than cachupa. I love the food, you know. So I have a lot of family. I call them my family because they know they can